start in a minute. So if you would please come forward and stand up, please. Thank you. Hare Krishna. श्री श्री राधा गोकुल नंद की जय, श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय, श्री गौरानिताय की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। Radha Gokul Nand ki Jai, Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki Jai, Shri Gauranitai ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada Lada Dayane. Hiranyakashipu Vaksha. Singha Paratone Singha Yato Yato Yamitato Singha Bahira Singha Hridaya Singha Singamare Sharanam Prapaje Tavakara Kamala Vare Nakamaduta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanuringa Keshavadita Narare Rupa Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. Shri Nrsimha Bhagavan ki, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Go Premanandi Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna গায়ে গোরা চাঁদ মধুর সারে এই নাম গায়ে গোরা চাঁদ মধুর সারে হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Param Karuna Param Karuna Bahulai Jana সবে অবতার সারা শিরমণি কেবল This is a song sung by Lochandas Thakur, almost a contemporary of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has got many books on the life and precepts of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he is saying that Lord Nityananda is full of good qualities. Gunavani. Gunavani means jewel of all qualities. Nitai Gunamani Amar, Nitai Gunamani. Is repeatedly uttering that Lord Nityananda is the deserver of all good qualities. Aniya Premena Bhanna Bhasaila. And on account of his spiritual qualities, he inundated the whole world by the flood of love of God. It is by his kindness people can feel what is love of God. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left home and took sannyas, he made his headquarters at Jagannath Puri. So after his accepting the sannyas order, when he left his home and country, Lord Nityananda Prabhu also accompanied him up to Jagannath Puri. So after a few days, Lord Chaitanya requested him that if both of us remain here, then we'll preach in Bengal. Bengal is known as Gaura Desh. So, under the order of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he brought from him the flood of love of Godhead and he distributed the whole of Bengal, Gaura Desh. And in that flood of love of God, all devotees became drowned. Only those who are not devotees, they could not drown, but they were floating. Dina hina bhasha. But so far Nityananda Prabhu is concerned, he does not make any discrimination between devotees and non-devotees. Who are rich or enlightened or police, everyone would take the instruction of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and become drowned in the ocean of love of God. Such love of God is Brahmara Dulla. Him Lord Brahma, who is the supreme teacher within this universe, he also cannot relish, but by the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Mahaprabhu, this love of God was distributed to everyone without any discrimination. So, Avadha Karunasana, it was just like a big ocean blocked all sides. Ocean of love of Godhead, a big ocean, and it was not inundated. So Nityananda Prabhu cut a canal from the ocean and he brought the canal in every door. Hare Hare, the flood of the nectar of the love of Godhead was thus distributed in each still Ganga is overwhelmed when there is talk of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. Lochan Bale, now the author is speaking on his behalf that anyone who does not take the advantage given by Lord Nityananda Prabhu, in his opinion, he thinks that such a person knowingly is committing suicide.
विष्णु भगवान ने भी बताओ काम करा है ना लक्ष्मी जी विष्णु भगवान ने भी
efforts to get this good to be good. I confirm with you. What I see so No, no. Sprinkle थोड़ी खाना बच्चे ना He wants to go out. He wants to go home.
श्री राधा गोकुलानंद की, भगवान रामचंद्र, सीता माता, लक्ष्मण जी, हनुमान जी की, जय भक्तिवेदांत मैनर टेम्पल की, जय जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की, जय भगवद गीता क्लास की, जय निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।
Yeah, this is where. Just tighten here. Hare Krishna. So I'd like to welcome you, those of you who are physically present here at the Bhaktivedanta Manor, and those of you who are joining us online this evening for the Bhagavad Gita class. So today I've been requested to speak from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, text 6. So let's start by reciting the prayers first. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So those of you who have the Bhagavad Gita in front of you, it's chapter 6, text 6. The print is really small here, so I'm just going to follow from my laptop. Bandhur atmat manastasya yenatmaivatmana jita anatmanastu satrutve varte tatmaiva satruvat. So if you could just repeat after me the word for word. Okay, I'll just give you the synonyms and you can repeat with me, after me at least. Bandhu, friend. Atma, the mind. Atmana, of the living entity. Tasya, of him. Yena, by whom? Atma, the mind. Eva, certainly. Atmana, by the living entity. Jita, conquered. Anatmana, of one who has failed to control the mind. Tu, but. Satratve, because of enmity. Varteta, remains. Atma eva, the very mind. Satruvat, as an enemy. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. So I'll read, in bits, and you can also repeat. For him who has conquered the mind, the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The purpose of practicing Eightfold Yoga is to control the mind in order to make it a friend in discharging the human mission. Unless the mind is controlled, the practice of yoga for show is simply a waste of time. One who cannot control his mind lives always with the greatest enemy, and thus his life and his mission are spoiled. The constitutional position of the living entity is to carry out the order of the superior. As long as one's mind remains an unconquered enemy, one has to serve the dictations of lust, anger, avarice, illusion, etc. But when the mind is conquered, one voluntarily agrees to abide by the dictation of the personality of Godhead, who is situated within the heart of everyone as Paramatma. Real yoga practice entails meeting the Paramatma within the heart and then following his dictation. For one who takes to Krishna consciousness directly, perfect surrender to the dictation of the Lord follows automatically. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmei Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Ham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubevacha patitanam pavanibhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let's do it 2 more times. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this verse is from, like I said, chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, which is entitled Dhyana Yoga, and we started speaking about it last Friday. Verse 1 was spoken, I actually spoke about this last week, Friday, from text number 1, and consecutively over the past few nights, we've been speaking about it. Different speakers have been dealing with the various slokas in chapter 6, and tonight we are on the 6th sloka. So once again, the translation is, for him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. Right. Srila Prabhupada starts off by saying the purpose of practicing Eightfold Yoga is to control the mind in order to make it a friend in discharging the human mission. So this Eightfold Yoga process is actually, eightfold, is actually reference to Astanga Yoga. And this has been spoken about previously as well. So Astanga, Anga is the limbs, and Asta is referring to 8. So the 8 limbs, right, of the yoga process. Currently, the type of yoga that we are familiar with, and you see the various yoga studios, yoga practitioners, and the yoga teachers who are training people in practicing and engaging in yoga, what are they actually doing? They're not doing the Astanga Yoga, they are generally doing Hatha Yoga, which comprises of literally the asanas, the various postures, and the pranayam, the different breathing processes. One also notices that, these breathing processes, we find them in modern day medicine as well, where and you can see sometimes people suffer with anxiety or different mental conditions, and psychologists are making reference to or encouraging breathing techniques. So sometimes when you're anxious, we are saying, just take a deep breath, breathe, inhale. Sometimes when you're angry, we say, Breathe in and count to 10 and let go. So breathing process is also helping us in controlling our emotions, in controlling our mind. But these two, the asanas and the breathing processes or breathing techniques, the pranayam, are actually only 2 parts of the 8-fold system of Ashtanga Yoga. Because Ashtanga Yoga, like I mentioned last week as well, involves going into a secluded place, a sacred place, finding a solitary place and then sitting on kusha grass in an erect position with your entire body, the back, the head, the neck, and cross-legged in this manner, and concentrating on the tip of one's nose without any disturbance. So the 8-fold processes there are actually yama, which is the do-nots, all the things that you should not do, niyama, those behaviors and those things that you should be doing, the sana, which is the postures that I just mentioned, the pranayam, which is the breathing techniques, pratyahara, which is taking the mind and senses away from that which is not good for you. So taking the mind and senses away from the sense objects. Dharana is focusing on that which is good for you, the concentration. Dhyana is engaging in meditation, and then one should ideally be reaching the samadhi stage of spiritual tranquility. Now, we've been speaking about this, over the past few chapters of Bhagavad Gita, and particularly in the last chapter as well, how difficult it is to actually withdraw the sense from the sense objects, etc. Now, in chapter 6, what we find is, Arjuna said this is very difficult, this process, this yoga process. So he wanted, what should he rather do, because it's very difficult for him to perform this. And so in this chapter, Krishna is basically explaining him about the mind and how he needs to control the mind, focus the mind. And I'd like to give an example, that I've heard Keshava, His Holiness Swayam Bhagavan Keshava Swami mention this. We, as living entities, we are spirit souls. We know that, right? And he gave a very nice example of a mobile phone. We all have mobile phones, right? I'm not asking you to put it away, but when you think of your mobile phone, what a wonderful example he gives. If your mobile phone has a cracked screen, what do you do with it? Do you discard it, or is it still of some value to you? Yeah, some value. You see many people with the cracked screen still managing to operate and still texting, etc. If it has low battery life, over a period of time, the longer you have your phone with you, it's eventually diminishing in terms of the length of the battery, how long it can charge, and the charge is retained. Do you discard your phone because of the battery life being, you need to recharge more regularly now? Would you do that, or you discard the phone? Is this phone still of any value to you? Yeah, it is, right? And sometimes you have a phone cover and the phone cover is damaged, but you can still use the phone, right? But what happens if the operating system on that phone, crashes? Can you still use that phone? Yeah. So he uses that as a very nice example, and he compares the hardware being that screen, that battery that's in that phone, etc., to our body. And then the software, which is that operating system, to the mind, the intelligence, and all the subtle capabilities that we possess. So the operating system is very important to us because that guides and that makes this entire body functional. So we know that we take care of the hardware all the time, right? We need to nourish it. Our bodies, we need to nourish it, we need to feed it. Otherwise, if you're hungry, you can't concentrate on anything. And so you need to satisfy your hunger, satiate the hunger, quench your thirst. You need to take care of your body. So most people to take care of the body, and particularly New Year's resolution would be, this year I'm going to lose weight. It's almost number one, I think, of everyone. If they had to do a survey in terms of New Year's resolution and what would be the number one resolution, or the majority of people make, would be going to the gym. I'm going to lose weight. That's my resolution for this year. So we understand that we need to keep our bodies fit and active, and I think the gym is the place where everybody goes to keep active and keep fit. But that's taking care of the hardware, right? So how are we taking care of the software? The mind, the intelligence, and that which controls the senses. There's no place, right? There's no gym for all of these things. But indeed, there is a place where you can come and take care and strengthen and nourish and enrich and make that mind sharp and make that mind pure in consciousness, because the mind controls the senses. But above that is the intelligence, which is meant to control the mind. And what is that place where we can go? It's open from 4 o'clock in the morning, from 4:30. And it closes at 9:30. Here at Bhaktivedanta Manor. The word mandir, right? In English it is temple. So mandir. What is the meaning of mandir in Hindi? Ayodhya Pati Prabhu, do you? Yes, but it's a mind, man. Yeah, so it's to help you. It's yeah. So you come here to make your mind fit, so to speak, like how you go to the gym to make the body fit. You come here to make your mind and your consciousness fit. And in this way, this is the facility if you are really keen on improving your mental health. Because when you purchase, for instance, any device, not just a device, anything for that matter. Today a lady came into my room, she wanted to take some shelving and construct it. So she was looking for the manual that came with it, how to put those shelves together. If you buy a new television set or a new laptop, you need to, it comes with an operating manual, right? How to install it. Even your kettle, it will come with instructions, the do's and the do-nots. So likewise, for us as human beings, what's our manual? To tell us, to guide us, to instruct us. It is the Bhagavad Gita, right? Krishna has given the manual for our existence in the form of Bhagavad Gita. All his instructions for us are in the Bhagavad Gita. So in this way, we find ourselves that you can have, we can take care of the body, we can have the best body, but if our mind is giving us problems, or you can be the wealthiest person, you can have everything one could desire, but if you are unhappy because your mind, everything stems from the mind, your thoughts stem from your mind. If your mind is giving you problems, you are, contemplating about this. Does he love me? Does he love me not? Right? Then you start fixated on this kind of thing, mind problems. Oh, how am I going to meet my bills at the end of the month? I've got schools reopening on Monday, so I'm not sure if I need to get, I'm going to be back to that, rat race of morning traffic, dropping off, school lunch needs to be prepared. All these things, eventually these thoughts come, you start planning, and then they become overwhelming. And then sometimes it's, it leads to frustration. And then we have these thoughts, all these desires. Mind wants to do this, wants that. I'd be happy if I got this. If only I had the latest iPhone. I would, people will think of me as being, wealthy, it comes with prestige, it comes all these things that we start hankering for, and we think we'll be better respected for all these things in life. We'll have, we'll be running in certain circles, our social circles, who we associate with, will go up in the hierarchy of social circles, etc. So we contemplate on all these things and hope that these will be the solutions to our life's problems and make us happy. But, so if you have everything but you don't have a peaceful mind, what is the purpose? Sometimes we think, oh, he is my enemy, or she is my enemy, right? So let me just ask you, what makes someone an enemy of yourself? If I had to ask, why would you categorize someone as an enemy? What would they have done or said to you? So someone that your mind says to you is negative towards you. The person is negative towards you. So they don't make you feel good, they rather make you feel bad about yourself. Yes, so someone who's duplicit, who's untrustworthy. Right. Anyone else wants to share who would be an enemy? What type of characteristics would best describe someone you would consider to be an enemy? Someone? Unfavorable towards you. Yeah, someone who's unfavorable, who's envious of you, who dislikes you. Yeah. Mataji, anything from you? You have no enemies. She sees the spirit soul. She sees Krishna within everyone. Right. So, all these things that we are describing about someone who's untrustworthy, someone who's duplicit, someone who's unfavorable, someone who's negative towards you. Is that not describing your mind at times? Your mind sometimes is, cheats you. You think of one thing and you have these hopes and aspirations unachievable. Sometimes, people feel depressed. Where do those depressive thoughts come from? Lack of self-worth. Does it not make you feel negative? So, are others, apart from others, we perceive others to be our enemy. These are all the things that our mind is doing to us as well. So our enemy is actually closer than we think. Not just other persons, but it's within ourselves, our greatest enemy, the mind. So, in Srimad Bhagavatam, actually, there is, there's a story of a Brahmin from Avanti. And he had previously been a greedy, angry, miserly agriculturist and merchant. When he lost his wealth, everyone abandoned him. As a result of that, when you have friends, when you have things, you have lots of friends. But when you lose everything, they say friends are far and few and far between. So nobody wants to be around you. Then you get to know who your real friends are. Right? But Krishna is always with you. He never leaves you. So this Brahmin renounced everything. He had lost everything, and then whatever else he had, he renounced it. He began to see Krishna's hand in his life, that this is all as a result of Krishna's doing. And he didn't blame anyone but himself for his suffering. So this is from Srimad Bhagavatam, right, in the 11th canto, and I'll just read the translation. So the verse is very sweet in Sanskrit, but I'm going to just read the translation. These people are not the cause of my happiness and distress. Neither are the demigods. My own body, the planets. Sometimes we say, the planets are not aligned right now. So therefore all these bad things are happening to me. So here's a real state of realization where he's no longer blaming others. He's no longer blaming the demigods. his body, the planets, his past works, his karma, or time. And he says, rather it is the mind alone that causes happiness and distress and perpetuates the rotation of material life. If we had to think about the mind again, and look, and I invite you to perhaps later this evening, go onto Google. Don't we do this all the time? Go onto Google and search statistics of divorce as well is also there, high up, I'm sure. Suicide rates. Why are people killing themselves? They've lost all hope. So the rate of, suicides is incredible. And it all starts from the mind, right? Because the person could have a fit body, but the mind. And we see, and Keshava Swami has also said this, that, he's researched these statistics, and he said that in the future, cancer will not be as predominant an illness as mental health issues. And we're seeing it surface. How many people are currently afflicted by mental health issues? There are more and more psychiatrists. To get an appointment with a psychiatrist or a psychologist is so difficult. Why? Because there's such a great need. People are turning to these mental health professionals for help, right? But what help are they getting? They're getting help in the form of medication to just subdue one's thoughts, and then there becomes the dependency. People become dependent, and once you stop that medication, the negative, the side effects, the withdrawal from those kind of medication. I remember I'm a legal practitioner and attorney in South Africa, and I remember once that I had a client of mine, and obviously I'm not breaching attorney-client confidentiality, but that incident comes back to mind to me right now, where my client, she was actually threatened by her doctor that he would report her for fraud because she had forged a medical script for certain medication. And he had said to her that unless she checks herself in to this rehab program, he is going to have a charge for fraud. And she desperately pleaded with me to help her out with her doctor so that she didn't, number one, she didn't want to get charged for fraud. Number two, she refused to go into this medical facility because she said to me, and she used the phrase, I can't go cold turkey. She was dependent on this medication right now. So this is what this pharmaceutical industry is all about as well. It creates dependency on it, right? So you'll see later on in Bhagavad Gita in the same chapter, Arjuna in chapter 6, text 33, is speaking about how restless the mind is. So I also ask you, is it possible for you to actually withdraw the mind and say, I'm going to control my mind. I'm just going to, keep quiet, keep silent, for a few moments, maybe a minute or two. Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda ki jai, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. So maybe we should just practice this for a moment and be honest to yourself, right? Let's just keep quiet for a moment. Think of nothing. Clear your mind of everything. And I'll check the time. Let's do it for a minute and let's see if you can keep your mind empty, totally empty, right? Let's do it for a minute. I'm checking the time. Hey, that's our minute over. Can anyone honestly tell me that the mind didn't wander off anywhere? People were talking there, I could hear their voices here and wonder what are they saying now, or what's happening behind the curtain. Where else your mind went? Did it go anywhere? Everywhere. So it is impossible in this day and age to withdraw the mind and the senses. So rather instead we need to surrender the mind. The mind by nature and the senses by nature, we are either servant of Krishna or we are the servant of our senses. Right? So, and our senses, you think of it, you walk past on a cold day, and we know it's been cold here for a while now, past a coffee shop, and just the aroma of the coffee beans, those coffees, it allures you and you wish, oh, how nice it would be to have this warm coffee. Smells so nice. On the other hand, when you walk past the butchery section in a supermarket, for the life of me, I cannot figure how anyone would want to eat what comes from there, right? So, we like to smell nice things. Some nice aromatic flowers, perfumes. We like to see beautiful things. By nature, these senses are attached to the sense objects. Spoken about this last week. It's impossible to clear the mind itself. And like I said, Arjuna says in text 33, the mind is restless. In verse 34, later on, we're still going to come to that in a few weeks' time. The mind is described as chanchalam. It's flickering. It's flickering. And he says, the mind is so strong, right? For the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. O Krishna, and to subdue it, it seems to me more difficult than controlling the wind. Right? So, to Arjuna, to control the wind is easier than controlling the mind. And he was a great warrior. Right? How difficult that must be if he thinks that it's more difficult than controlling the wind. And we know with that little exercise we just did that we can't abstain. That is to just artificially withdraw the mind and the senses is impossible and unproductive. So the mind is also compared to a monkey, right? Think of your mind and think of a monkey. Can a monkey ever stand still? Have you ever seen a monkey standing still for more than a few moments? It's jumping all over the place, am I right? Monkeys. So there's a description given that think of a monkey, and we know that a monkey jumps all over the place. Now think of a monkey that is drunk. How erratic that must be. Now that's your mind. But then think of a monkey who's not only drunk, but he's also been stung by a scorpion. What that must be like. And then it goes even further. A monkey who is drunk, having consumed alcohol, who's been stung by a scorpion, and who has been possessed by a ghost. His fickleness reaches a level beyond imagination. So our minds are compared to this monkey that is not only drunk, it's been bitten, stung by a scorpion, and possessed by a ghost. This is what our mind is like. Racing all over the place, like jumping, hopping. Can you imagine? Berserk. I think that's the word I would use, it's gone berserk. Right? So we need to rein that mind in, right? Rein that mind in. So like I was saying earlier, someone could have everything, but if they're not at peace at mind, what is the use of all the luxuries, of all their worldly possessions? Because the mind dictates and the senses serve the mind. Your mind will, you go shopping and you see this beautiful outfit and the mind is telling you, of course it's the mind that's telling you, how beautiful is it? Because the eyes now, the senses are seeing it. It's relaying it. So then it says you buy it. And now you have this internal struggle. Should I buy it? Shouldn't I buy it? How much does it cost? So intelligence is trying to prevail, right? Because above the mind is intelligence. And we're meant to exercise, intelligence is meant to control the mind. But right now, unfortunately, this intelligence has been overpowered by the mind. Intelligence is meant to be above the mind, but the struggle is continuing. And intelligence very easily gives up with this monkey of a mind that we have. And then we give in to this and temptation, and we go on with this purchase, for instance. So the difference between a spiritualist and a materialist is that the spiritualist is in control of his mind, whereas the materialist is preoccupied in serving his senses, in acquiring all these luxuries and material possessions, etc. And we see, and coming back to the example of having everything but still not having peace of mind, think of the great kings who were also demons. For instance, Ravana. How powerful was he? 10 heads. King of Lanka. You think of Hiranyakashipu. What didn't he have? He had everything. But still, he wants to become God. He wants to become invincible. So not satisfied, because the mind keeps on saying you still need something more. Ravana's downfall, he wanted Sita, he had a wife. He had a kingdom. He had everything. But why does he need, someone else's wife? Why does he need Sita? So in this way, the mind has given so much of problems to these persons. On the other hand, you see great devotees like Yudhishthira Maharaj, right? He had lost everything that was rightfully his. He was cheated of his kingdom, had to go into exile. In the 13th year, had to be incognito, literally, like beggars, the great Pandavas. And 5 sons killed in the dead of night by Ashvatthama. But did he bear any anger, or how equiposed he was with his mind? Because he was a surrendered devotee to Krishna. He was not attached to anything. Even the kingdom, he was dispossessed of what was rightfully meant to be his. And look at the contrast in these personalities. Right? So how do we go about, controlling this mind? Let's go back to the translation of the verse. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. So unless you control your mind, it's going to become your greatest enemy. Mind is meant to be your friend. That's what Krishna is saying. Your mind is meant to be your friend. But in an uncontrolled state, like I described that monkey who is drunk, who's been bitten by a scorpion, and who is now possessed by a ghost. That monkey of a mind is your greatest enemy, roaming wild. But if you have that monkey under control, become your best friend, because that monkey is being controlled by your intelligence. So your mind, once it comes under the control of the intelligence. And where do you get that intelligence from? How do we control the mind? Mantra, right? What is the meaning of the word mantra? To free the mind, right? Man means mind. Srila Prabhupada describes. Tra is to free. So to free the mind from all these material sense desires and gratification. we chant the Maha Mantra, the greatest of mantras. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none different from Krishna, for this particular age, he gave us this as the Yuga Dharma, the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah. So, and I think I mentioned this last week as well, the example about the fish out of water. You can give that fish everything, the best clothes, the most beautiful woman. Give it a house, a mansion. Give it servants. Give it everything, the most palatable food. But unless it's back in water, all it needs is to be back in water. So just like that, us as individual spirit souls, we can only be satisfied when we are back in our original, constitutional position. The position of the soul is to serve the Supreme Soul, who is Lord Krishna. Other than that, we are like a fish out of water, because this is not our natural habitat. This material world is a creation for those of us. Love cannot be forced. Do you agree with me? Can you force someone to love you? So just like that, Krishna has given us a minute degree of independence to choose to enjoy separately from him or to serve him. And those of us who have decided to become masters and not servants, we thought we'd become mere masters and lord it over material nature, but we've actually become a servant to our senses. Because we can't restrain our senses. And this is actually a prison house to reform and rehabilitate. We know one of the objectives of sentencing. Why are people imprisoned? Why are criminals imprisoned? To retribution. They have to pay their dues to society. You do the crime, you do the time. Right? So that's one of the things. For rehabilitation, there's rehabilitation programs in the prisons to help people, whatever the issues. If he's a drug addict and he's been convicted of being in possession of drugs or dealing in drugs, they put him into a drug rehab program. So we are meant, this material world is the prison house to reform us. And if we do not take to that reformative or rehabilitative process, where we can then now re-establish our loving relationship with Krishna, then we fall back into that cycle of birth and death. And having attained this human form of life is very rare. Because in this body, unlike the animals, we can differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. Right? So just like a mother with a child who's crossing the road, if the child runs away, the mother immediately tugs and pulls the child back, right? In fear that the child is going to meet with an accident on the road. So just like that, when our mind wants to run away from us, you be that mother, you be in control, you draw your mind back and you engage your mind in Krishna's service. So like I said earlier in the talk, and I'm going to round up now, we've got almost 5 minutes left. I started off by saying that when we go to take care of our bodies, we go to the gym to stay fit. But for our mental health, the software that I explained earlier, we have to come to the mandir. Right? And that is where we take care of our mind. When we come here, 3 important things happen. Right? Firstly, just like yourselves, we get to hear about Krishna. So we're engaging our mind in hearing, in remembering, in speaking about him. So even our senses, our ears are being engaged in hearing. My sense of speech is being engaged. My tongue is being engaged. Our eyes are being engaged. We're seeing the beautiful form of Lord Krishna as well. But what is more important, us seeing Krishna or Krishna seeing us? What's actually happening? Why do we come here? Why do we come here to chant, to take the association of devotees? Because, as Srila Prabhupada will say, act in a way that Krishna will see you. So we know Krishna is, all pervasive. He sees everything. And Prabhupada mentions in the purport as well, the Paramatma. Right? So he's within all of us. But by coming here, dancing, chanting, Krishna, you're attracting what the Maha Mantra is, the great chant for deliverance, as Srila Prabhupada describes it, right? So it's also described as like how the child cries for the mother with that dependency. A child is absolutely helpless when born, right? Totally dependent on the mother. Cannot do anything. Cannot eat. It's just like cannot find their own food. It has to be provided and fed for by the mother. Cannot even go to the bathroom, right? Everything the mother takes care of the child. So that's how dependent the child is. And the child cries, the mother knows either the baby's nappy needs to be changed or who needs to be fed, right, in the early stages. Or then if how's the child communicating? Through crying. And the need is expressed through crying. So just like that, this great chant for deliverance is a cry by us to Krishna. Please, we want to come back home, back to Godhead. So in that mood, if we appeal to Krishna with sincerity, focused chanting, attentive chanting, then surely we will attract the attention of Krishna. Right? What are we saying? Please engage me in your service. So this mantra is the process for attending to the mind. Right? And then, in this way, we will help control our minds. Also, it is said, and this is, a topic for another day, but I'll just touch on it right now. And this is the translation from the verse, from the purport actually. The individual is the passenger in the car of the material body. The intelligence is the driver. Mind is the driving instrument, and the senses are the horses. Right? So who's meant to rein the senses in? The driving instrument, right? Which is the mind. And above the mind is the driver, the intelligence. So we must get to that stage where the intelligence controls the mind, and not the mind over empowering the intelligence, like the example I gave you when you go shopping. The mind is racing, I like this, it looks good, I want to buy it, and then you are conflicted. Intelligence is trying to prevail, but is overwhelmed by the mind itself. Right? So thank you so much. Within a few minutes, we will have the Artik ceremony. Are there any questions, comments, and, anyone would like to share, add anything? Right? So thank you once again for sharing this evening with us here at the Bhaktivedanta Manor. And please do take, like I said earlier, the Bhagavad Gita is the manual for the human species. I mentioned that anything you buy comes with a manual of how to use it. So this body that we have and how we live our lives and how we're going to operate this instrument that's been given to us, all the instructions are in here. So if you do not have a copy of the Bhagavad Gita as yet, please get a copy from the book table, from the reception before you leave. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Shall I get the hammer?
Ki bajayo jaya gor chande arotika shobha Janavi Jagamanalobha Gorange Aroti Soba Jagajanamanalobha Janamanaloka Haribo, 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 Gora Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, Daki Chan Vamega Dadhara Nikate Advaita Srini Vasa Chatradara Gora Chand Ratna Singhasane Ache Gora Chand Ratna Singhasane Arate Korena Brahma Adi Devagane Chamara Dulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Gocha Digaya madhur madhur baje. Shankha baje, ganta baje, madhur 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 baje. Shankha baje, ganta baje, baje karatala. Madhuramritanga baje, paramarasala. Bahu khati chandagini, vadana ujvala. Vanamala, Kore Jalamala, Shiva Sukha Narada, Preme Gada Gada. Vinoda dekhe Gorara Sampada Kiva Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Aratika Shobha Chande Aratika Shobha Aratika Shobha Gorange Arati Shobha Jagamandalo Gorange Arati Shobha Jagamandalo Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavedanta Jaya Shri Krishna Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Jayam Vishnupad Paramamsa Parivrajacharya Stotrasta Shri Srimad Abhay Chandravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramamsa Parivrajacharya Stotrasta Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Ko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Ki Ganga Mai Ki Yamuna Mai Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Tulasi Maharani Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki Brihat Mridanga Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.
Chato Nishingo Yato Mitato Nishingo Bahir Nishingo Herdaye Nishingo Narasimha Madin Saranam Prapaji Narasimha Madin Saranam Prapaji Kara Kamala Bore Nakam Dutu Shringam Daleta Ranya Kasipu Tanu Bringam Kesavadeka Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadesha Hare Jai Jagadesha Hare Jai Jagadesha Hare Kavakara Kamala Hare Nakam Duta Shringa Dalita Hiranya Katipu Padavringa Kesavadeka Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadesha Hare Jai Jagadesha Hare Jai Jagadesha Hare Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prabhupada Ki. Kill Prabhupada Johnson, head of book distribution Ki. Sing a day Bhagavana Ki.
one more piece of
I'll just spray all this now.
I don't want.
I had a little blood blister while I was playing Madonga.
On the Madonna.
I'll do the Madonga. I just need another piece of blue cloth, slightly down. That's the way of seeing it. It broke me. Okay, thank you. That's perfect. I'll just go.
Do you want a fresh one for the Madonna?
No, I got one in my left hand. I just reused that one. That's what